Hey Exile, it's me Pat. Pat of Exile. No, I didn't watch the races. I've been sick and the internet has been out. It's actually resolved in that we went to the ISP and said, hey, we want out. And they were like, yeah, that makes sense. No upsell, no nothing, just, yup. We know what we are. You have a good day now. And now we're here. I hope you've been having a better month. That all said, there's an update coming for Path of Exile 2, the 0.2.0 update. Apparently, updates for that have been coming out steadily the past few weeks, but I apparently don't pay attention, so this video is for you, people who are like me. Also, I have opinions. They ain't much, but they ain't nothing. We're getting more looks on the 27th, but let's take a look at what they've showed already. The weapon lock teaser. Fantastic. Amazing. Now you can lock one or both weapons when you weapon set swap, so you can shift around activated gems and passives without buying extra equipment, which I totally did not do. Not that I had a build video coming. I'm just unhappy with how much information is involved, and I'm trying to figure out how to make information easy to parse. But anyway, it involved switching weapon sets just so you can switch your active spirit gems around, which, if you didn't know, you can do. So your Grim Feast isn't wasting space on a boss fight that doesn't have any minions, and instead you can have something useful on it. Anyway, the point is I spent like an extra div on a nice crossbow, and now I have an extra one, which is fine, because I'll probably need that crossbow for another builder character, because this is just an addition that is waiting for the right moment. And let's keep going. Batter Shout and other support gems. Batter Shout is a support skill that fully consumes broken armor on enemies to activate, and naturally, the supported skill cannot break armor, and then explodes with damage. The damage is multiplicatively increased, so 4% per 50 strength. Additionally, the base damage is 50% of the broken armor of the target. Plus our modifiers, I assume, so there's a way of stacking damage with physical damage bonus. So that smells like a warrior, or more likely for me, a gemling item. Let's go poison gemling. All that aside, I like the support for broken armor. Stampede can get a double explosion now, or at least can set up for a double explosion. Honestly, I just hope that it damages the main target too, the one that where the broken armor is being consumed, and not exclusively the units around it, which gives it a bit more single target utility rather than being exclusively a clear tool. Personally, since I've been playing with poison and flashbang grenades, I'm thinking that could make good use of this. The poison keeps breaking the armor, the flashbang both hurts a lot and can proc an explosion. The problem with that build right now is that it already clears fast but has single target issues, hence my wish that it also affects the main target. Batter Shout's explosion, I mean. Embitter turns any damage gained effect to be cold instead. Interesting if you really want to turn everything into cold. Could give classes that don't have CC a bit more safety. And also give more classes a reason to use Herald of Ice. Could be some builds that use this prior to getting Blue Flame gloves, or whatever those gloves are that turn fire into ice, so that they can roll with something else in the gauntlet slot. This support gem is also going to teach a lot of people how to read, as gained and convert are two different things with the same endpoint most of the time. Two roads diverge in a wood, and as the poem goes, you end up in the same damn place, kind of. No metaphor stands up to deep examination, except now with Embitter you may not end up in the same place. The range. Oh good, another reason Int is probably the best stat. Supported skills deal 8% more damage per 100 Int. It's a support gem. Put it on a skill that can deal damage. Although the drawback is that skill gains an energy shield cost. So what happens if we don't have an energy shield? I'm very interested in that. Does it just eat through our life or whatever, or you just can't cast it? Because that's going to matter with stuff like Mind Over Matter and Eldritch Battery. The Everlasting Gaze, all of a sudden, assuming it is not a bug and it is working as intended, is now going to jump up in value. I have 3 taking offers. I'm kidding. I'm not. I am going to play with them or something. Concoct. Oh, that's funny. This one eats flask charges to give more bleeding. This one is hard to parse as bleed. Doesn't really have support yet and needs another attribute, aggravate, to make it worth it. Could be good depending on how much support bleed gets in 0.2.0. But that's for later on. Volcanic Eruption. Ooh, melee strike plus fire damage. If you hit someone who is already ignited, you get a Volcanic Eruption. Why must you bring my Gemling Mega Fire Hammer Dreams Hope? It's promising. You never know how far an interaction can get, especially one that lets you do something other than wait for Ignite to keep going. And it doesn't prevent the skill from creating ignition. So a skill can combo with itself, unlike Batter Shout, which, I don't know, it's probably going to get nerfed real quick. Commiserate. Okay, I'm sure there's someone clever enough for this, and it ain't me. So if you inflict an ailment while you are afflicted with the same ailment, say, inflict ignite while you are ignited, you increase the magnitude you're dealing and you remove that element from yourself. So that's gonna be like a witch infernalist thing, because they have something that sets themselves on fire when they crit. I'm gonna play that, aren't I? And then I'm gonna look for a melee skill to use with volcanic eruption. Yeah, dang it. Builds are coming to me like intrusive thoughts, but at least they're not making me jump off a cliff. The visual and audio update. Look, the screenshot looks nice. Check this out.
What? Why are you handing me this? What is this? More trash? Better be a written apology. Let's see this. Oh, look how big you are. Oh, this is very nice. Hey, we gotta get this framed.
It's real pretty and bleak. Perfect. New ascendancies. Alright, pictures. No real details, but that dude looks cool. Actually, you know what? They both look cool. The first one is Vagemling as some sort of leader, so maybe we'll get use out of those aura nodes and get more use out of the minion nodes at 6 o'clock in the passive tree. Hail Ballista Mechanics! I like the witch, so if they're gonna give the mercenary a minion tree, I'm gonna be very interested in how that works out. A minion ascendancy, rather. The other one is much more foreboding. It's got a certain vibe to it. It does look nice. Foreboding. The warrior needs some love in endgame. Interesting in that it looks like it is forging something. Item forging class. Oh, that'd be funny. Weird and totally my jam for like a month. Dawn of the Hunt is giving us new endgame stuff. And finally, essence enemies that have graters built in. That's gonna kill a very, very specific and niche part of the market. That's about it, but having more stuff to do in endgame is pretty good. Mapping is fun, but I understand that people need more. And eventually I will need more. Oh, and we got a bunch of new uniques. Prism Guardian. It's level 33. Beautiful. All resistance roll. And it gives you a $star version of the Infernalist's passive. Plus 1 max spirit per maximum life. But it's a shield, which is... Actually, you know what? That's real bad. And here's why. It competes with Oaksword, which gives you just straight up 50 spirit without any hoops, and competes with Trench Timber, which will party rise in value, not drop, since it's one of the few sources of offhand minion levels. It feels like a warrior or gemling offhand, as those two are the ones stacking the most HP and can party help them with their spirit woes. I've been on Invoker so long, I've forgotten how the other classes have to struggle just to get spirit.
Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Then there's the Deepest Tower, a helmet at level 45 that rolls with increased armor and energy shield life and makes enemies count as having low life, which is not the same as culling. Culling refers to its own percentages. It's one of those, well, let's see where this goes, or keep a good roll items. Because of that one trait, who knows how it will interact with stuff in the future. Up next, it's the Bringer of Rain, which, I don't know, basically gives you a passive on your helm. Giant's Blood or Titan's Blood, either way. You can use two-handed weapons in one hand, not crossbows, just two-handed axes, maces, and swords. However, the price is very path of acro of them because you can't use chest armor, which is like a great way to say that your character is dead. Okay, I might be exaggerating, but not wearing chest armor where the bulk of defensive stats can come from is a big sacrifice just to dual wield something. Not being able to wear chest armor is like saying you're going to be playing a different game. Like playing Iron Fist in Marvel Rivals, because you know how everyone else plays the objective and you figure out how quickly you can respawn in one round. And last but not the least is the Hammer of Faith, which is probably going to get ignored unless it can be leveled to 82 because the example given drops at item level 65 and so it does not do great damage. It's like a railroad advanced item when you should be rolling with expert gear. Yes, I know rolls can overlap and some advanced items are better because of how high they rolled, blah 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 blah. More endgame stuff such as passives, Atlas passives, noted, and tower bosses. Also noted. Well, that's it so far. More announcements may come before the 27th, but the next update from me on this will come right after that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for passing by. I am Pat of Exile, Patinator. I'll see you later.